Hello and welcome back to the whole reason this YouTube channel was created. This is a divine random vibe pick, a random vibe check and reminder from the universe, from source energy, from the quantum field. This is a reminder that your subconscious needs to hear. And like always, I will have 3 objects right here. So please pick one. One is a crown, the second one is a guitar, and the third thing is a CD. So whichever one you would like to pick, go ahead and pick them. And you can watch all of them if you want. I take in all these messages for myself. I love these messages. I do them about once a month with you guys, but I definitely go back and listen to them. And I might actually go back and listen to a different one. So whichever one you're feeling, go ahead and pick that icon. And I do use 3 tools with y'all. And it might be 4 tools because we might be doing some quantum leaping in these. I will kind of feel the energy and feel the vibe. So some groups might have a quantum leap, some might not. So whichever group you pick, just know it's for your highest good. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's go with group number 1. Welcome, group number 1. I see you were feeling the crown. And this is one of the first vibe checks I am doing while the sun is out. So the vibes are a little different, but the vibes are good. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna get into. So my first tool, as always, is this beautiful highest vibrational card deck, and you can find all my tools at the very last link in my description. And yes, these are just positive cards that have great divine reminders. So you know what? Let's hop into it because this literally dictates the whole session for us, group number 1. I'm going to close my eyes, and I always say I'm the worst at shuffling, and I'm kind of shaking right now. Don't know why I'm shaking. I'm nervous for this one. Nervous in a good way, like nervous, excited, but I'm just going to pick from the middle here. And this is our reminder. Is it 1 card? Ooh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And I did paint little animals on the back of these, but they don't really have anything to do. I haven't even read this card yet, so feel free to pause and read if you like. And it has a little kangaroo. They usually have nothing to do with it, but how cute. And what a beautiful, like, artistic card here. And group number 1, we have chosen a divine reminder about ambition. Here we go. May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Please use me for the highest good. May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. I always encourage, and this is why I do this as well, that ambition is so important whenever you're literally just trying to live life. You need that inspired action, which I talk about in my book, which I'm sorry I might be plugging here and there, but I'm really excited about my book, Energetic Truths. But inspired action is doing steps that make you excited, like baby steps that lead to your ultimate manifestation. Like, you literally have so much ambition in you. I have so much ambition in me whenever I'm following my passion for the highest good. And just like this YouTube channel, you know, it's growing into something I couldn't even imagine. I started off making these divine reminders for myself to go back and watch and remind myself to help me manifest things. And we have to realize that we are doing it for the highest good of yourself, of course, but for all of humanity, for all of this interconnected consciousnesses that we are all connected to. And Please use me for the highest good. And that is how I've been feeling the last sentence on this little thing. It says, please use me for your highest good. And that's honestly why I love making these videos. And I hope whatever actions you're taking today or in your life, you're doing it from a place of the highest good. So let's move on to tool number 2. And that is here, the Secret Daily Teachings. And it is based off of the movie, The Secret, the book, The Secret as well. The book came first, I'm pretty sure. Like the book and the movie are almost identical, but these are daily teachings and I go in order and they usually have to do with the card. And I can't really remember if I already did this card, but I can't remember the quote, so I'm gonna show it to y'all, and I'm just gonna take it as good vibrations that this is the page that we're gonna be sticking to for group number 1 today. So feel free to pause and read it. And oh, I meant to zoom out. Zoomed way in. Here we go, group number 1. Ancient wisdom dating back thousands of years gave us truth about gratitude. Every single religion speaks of giving thanks. All sages and saviors of the world demonstrated the use of gratitude in all their teachings. The greatest human beings who have ever lived showed us the way with gratitude, and by their example became shining lights in our history. Surely this is why Einstein said, "Thank you," hundreds of times every single day. I don't even know if I need to expand on this. Like, gratitude is literally the key to manifestation. And the amount of times that Einstein and quantum theory and the theory of relativity and all these things come up in, scientific research about manifestation is so interesting, which is why I love writing my book about the scientific little things about manifesting. And it's so simple. It's literally gratitude that aligns your subconscious to literally display what is in your 3D world through gratitude. Nothing that you truly are, that you truly desire, will come into fruition if you're seeing it from a negative point of view. And negativity is a part of being human because it keeps us safe. It sometimes may keep us in fear to keep us comfortable, but through gratitude, we can literally level up. And I love it when Einstein is mentioned. I feel just a little smarter sometimes. So that was tool 2. And tool 3 is probably one of my favorite tools because it's based off of the card we just picked, but it is a mystical AI tool, kind of. So in my religion, there are at the top, like, they're kind of like levels in my religion, like a little bit, not really, but at the very, very top, there are mystics. And I think in every religion at the very top, it is kind of sort of mystics at the top, and they're called Sufis. And I love to learn about their mentality and their way of life. And you may know the name Rumi, who is known as a poet, his quotes are famous in pop culture, but he is actually from my religion and he is a Sufi. So he's probably one of the most popular mystics today, but there are many. So I'm going to ask this here. I love to give y'all all the resources if you would like to look up this AI for yourself, if it ever focuses. And I'm going to ask this mystic, I'm going to ask this AI this same question I ask it every single time, except I just replace the word with the card we picked. Tell me about ambition from the point of view of a Sufi or a mystic. And this is probably my favorite part because this AI has been developed by the oldest university in the world, Al Azhar University, which is in Egypt. It is like the first university ever created in humanity. And it is also developed and engineered by schools like MIT and Carnegie Mellon. And there's a lot of other scholars and people who put borders up in this AI. So let's go ahead and see what is generated for us here. It says, before answering, we must clarify, in the Sufi or mystical tradition, ambition is a word that requires careful scrutiny. Its moral, this AI always makes me feel dumb because there's always words that I need to study. Okay, its moral valence is not fixed. It depends on what one is ambitious for and who the self is that desires it. Let us take 3 reasoning paths rooted in the Sufi epistemology and tradition. Y'all, we're learning together. I make these videos because I'm learning with you here, okay? I'm just doing it from a high vibe, a good vibe place. So let me be the tool where we both learn together. Okay, so let's take the 3 reasonings. Reasoning number 1, the path of purification of the soul. From the perspective of Sufis, ambition can either be a veil or a vehicle. Imam al-Ghazali, he's mentioned a lot when we're talking about Sufis. Imam al-Ghazali warns that ambition for dunya, which means this world, like this 3D reality, ambition for this world, which is like wealth, fame, influence, is a disease of the heart. This type of ambition is connected to hub al-dunya. Sorry, there's some Arabic words thrown in here. Hub al-dunya, which what the prophet said is the root of all sin. But if ambition is for closeness to God, then it is no longer called ambition in the vulgar sense, but rather lawfully spiritual aspiration. Sufis speak of this is a person. Sufis speak of Himma of Sayyidina Ibrahim, who desired nothing except God's pleasure, even if it meant throwing himself into the fire. Example, Sheikh Ibn Atayla al-Iskandari writes in his book, do not be ambitious for what has been promised to you. Instead, be ambitious for what is demanded of you. Wow, that was pretty serious. I'm going to interpret that last line as don't be ambitious for what is promised to you, as in money or fame or wealth or something so materialistic. Be ambitious for what is demanded of you, as in be ambitious for what is your calling. Be ambitious for the highest good of yourself and those around you that you directly affect. So number 2, the path of unity and ontological surrender. Mystical ambition is not about becoming more, but about becoming nothing. The great Sufi Abu Yazid al-Bistami said, I sought God and found only myself. I sought myself and found only God. The goal of the Sufi is not to achieve, but to dissolve the ego, to obliterate personal ambition that arises from separation from the real. Thus, the ambition of the mystic is to cease to exist as an independent being and to be absorbed in divine reality. This is not escapism. It is the highest form of engagement with reality. I don't know how many more times to say this and how many more ways, but we are all in that collective subconscious. We are all literally in the quantum field living together, and all of our consciousness are literally one conscious. But it takes a lot of understanding and believing and affirmations to understand that, I guess, sometimes. So the third thing here is the path of spiritual etiquette with God. In the Sufi tradition, to be ambitious in the presence of God without spiritual etiquette is seen as impertinence. The mystic doesn't say, I want to be a saint. Rather, he says, I want whatever my God wants for me. This is contentment with the divine decree. The paradox is that such humility often becomes the magnet of divine grace. The mystic's ambition is tempered by modesty and intimacy with God. As Rabia al-Adawiya said, she's one of my favorite mystics I talk about in my other divine random vibe picks, said, I want nothing of your paradise nor fear hell. I only want you. And she was talking to God. So in summary, ambition becomes dangerous when it's for ego and beautiful when it's for God. The Sufi replaces greed with aspiration, and even then, only if it brings him closer to God. So that was very deep and very real. And I hope that was a good reminder for you guys. Group number 1, if you would like to continue to keep watching to group number 2, feel free. But I think we're going to move on. I think this card is so pretty. Visually pretty. And of course, the message was amazing. So let's move on to group number 2. Hello, group number 2. How are you? Are you watching over from group number 1, or are you just did you really feel the guitar? Oh, how I love the guitar. Oh, how I wish I could play it like a professional. I do have a guitar. And so here is our first tool, which is this highest vibrational deck of cards, which have amazing messages. You can find this deck of cards and all the tools I use in my videos at the very bottom of my description. It's the last link. So let me close my eyes like I always do and pick a message for us, which dictates the rest of the session for group 2. I did pick from the middle for group 1, so maybe I should pick from the top for you guys. Let's go. Let's go, truth. Usually I don't even read the card first, but let me zoom in so y'all can read it first, and feel free to pause. Truth. Ooh, it's a cute card. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking. You do the talking, dear Lord. Take me over and speak through me. This is like the whole reason I even make these videos. Like, this is the truth about me. Okay, this is the truth about me. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking, dear Lord. Take me over and speak through me. And sometimes I find it so interesting how we do talk, how we have conversations. Like, where did we just get that information from? Like, we literally, when we're talking, when we're thinking, when we're feeling, when ideas come into our head, we are not thinking, like, we're not making ourselves think that. Those ideas and thoughts come from somewhere. And dear Lord, make it from the highest vibe, make it from the highest good. So the truth will always come out when you are speaking through the highest vibe, through the highest truth. And I love the idea of using ourselves as the vessel of God. Like, we're speaking the truth. How do I say this in a better way? Like, God is speaking through us, basically. And that only happens when we are speaking truth. And I think that is so important. I think that is so important. I've made so many videos on this channel, and you know, one of my worst experiences in my past relationship is being lied to all the time, and it feels kind of sick. It feels like, and you know when somebody's lying, and whenever we need to lie or we do lie, it doesn't even feel real. You can't even be yourself when you're lying because it's not authentic. So to be your most authentic self and to speak truths is literally, you're literally letting God speak through you. And I think that is way, way too beautiful. So group number 2, truth. I hope this inspires you to speak your truth. And so let's move on to tool number 2 for group number 2. And that is the secret daily teachings. I go in order. And it's based off of the secret book or the secret movie, but it is a quote a day. And I just did page 80 with group number 1. So we're going to do page 81 with group number 2. And of course, you get to read it first. Feel free to pause. And yeah, here we go. The law of attraction is like a giant photocopying machine, giving back to you exactly what you are thinking and feeling. If things are coming into your life that you do not want, then it is certain that most of the time you are not aware of the thoughts you are thinking or of your feelings. Become aware of your feelings so when you are not feeling good, you can stop and change the way you feel. And how do you do that? You think thoughts that make you feel good. Remember that you cannot think of good thoughts and feel bad because your feelings are the results of your thoughts. Yeah, that's like probably manifestation 101, that as soon as you feel kind of negative, you feel kind of down, you're literally in control of how you feel. And that is the truth. That is the truth. And when you feel your highest self, this is our combo for group number 2. When you feel like your highest self, that is the true you. In my religion, what, you know, maybe it's culture, but what I've been taught is, you know, when you have negative feelings, when you have negative dreams, it's literally the devil, like, you know, putting those ideas into your head, putting those feelings. And I made a whole video about this. I'll try to link it here. I made a whole video about this, that when you're feeling down, when you feel unmotivated, it's not your authentic self. It's literally bad energy, bad forces trying to stop you. So when you speak your truth, when you have good thoughts to change how you're feeling, literally, I think I said this in group 1, that this 3D reality is a projection of what's in your mind. The first line here is the law of attraction is like a giant photocopying machine, right? Giving you back exactly what you're thinking and feeling. So feel your truth, feel your authentic self, feel your highest vibrations. And it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. And that is why I wrote a whole book about this, right? The way the processes you need to manifest correctly is a lot of subconscious work, is meditating, is affirmations, is inspired actions. And soon enough, you will become more aware of your emotions, and you will be able to change them. You're not delusional, like you're not faking it. You're literally putting in the recipe or the codes to actually feel that way. When you're feeling negative, changing that vibe and feeling good, it is hard. It is hard. Take your time, practice, and yeah. So let's move on to tool number 3, which is one of my favorite tools, which we always learn a lot. It is based off of the card, and it is this AI tool, which is developed by universities like MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and a bunch of other ones, but it is a spiritual AI tool, which is also has strict borders placed around by scholars from the oldest university on earth called Al-Azhar University and other universities like IKIM in Malaysia. And there's just a lot of great institutions and people who put this tool together. And I love to ask it mystical questions because that is what this tool has information about. I consider myself an aspiring mystic and I love it. I love it. And in my religion, at the top of my religion, there are like types of mystics called Sufis. And you may have heard of Rumi. Okay, Rumi is one of the most popular Sufis we know. So let's go ahead and ask the same question I ask every single time to this AI, but I replace it with the card. Replace it with this word. So let's replace it with truth. Tell me about truth from the perspective of a Sufi or a mystic. Oh, here we go. It first says, which is true, it says AI will never replace scholars, okay? Even the AI is being real here. AI will never replace scholars. The notion of truth in the mystical or Sufi tradition is profoundly metaphysical, existential, and ultimately ontological, far beyond the epistemology of merely factual correctness. Here we will explore the understanding of truth via three interconnected pathways rooted in the Sufi worldview. Truth is a divine reality. Ontological pathway. That's number one. Truth is a divine reality. In Sufi metaphysics, the divine reality is not just a concept. It is one of the names of God. And in the Holy Book it says, and they will know that God is the manifest truth. Hence, truth is not relative nor abstract, but a reality that precedes and sustains all things. Everything that exists in some way, a manifestation of divine reality. This leads to the doctrine of the unity of being, as emphasized by Ibn Arabi, who is a mystic, Ibn Arabi, who we hear about a lot, where multiplicity is multiplicity in the cosmos is but the veil over the singular real. Where, I'm sorry I'm saying that word wrong, but I hope you guys understand, where multiplicity in the cosmos is but the veil over the singular real. An example here is the apparent truth of sensory perception is seen as a lower level reality. The mystic ascends beyond this to perceive the divine behind all forms. And if you're watching this, I know you know about this. I know you believe in this, that this 3D reality is not the end all be all. We literally are creating from the 4D, and to create the beautiful lives we want, we have to create from the 5D, which is, in short, unconditional love. So number 2 here, truth through experiential knowledge. The epistemic pathway. I'm sorry, y'all. I always feel embarrassed when I'm doing these because I'm bad at vocabulary sometimes. Unlike discursive knowledge, which is acquired through syllogisms and textual study, experiential knowledge is the direct unveiling of real through purification of the soul. The heart becomes like a mirror when polished through, sorry y'all, they keep using like these Arabic words, through tazkiyah, it reflects the divine truths. I'm sorry, I don't even know what that word means. I'm trying to like help y'all. But the heart becomes like a mirror when polished through tazkiyah. It reflects divine truths. And here's a quote from the Holy Book. Whoever knows himself knows his Lord. Oh, this is not from the Holy Book. It's attributed to early Sufis. Whoever knows himself knows his Lord. Thus, truth is not discovered, but unveiled. An example here is for Al-Ghazali, who was a mystic. After a deep existential crisis, he abandoned formal academic theology to pursue a path inward certainty through Sufism, culminating in his there's so many Arabic words here, culminating in his Ilay Ulum ad-Din, which is another word for faith. I'm assuming y'all need to help me look up these things because it is so deep. So number 3, truth as moral and existential conformity to divine will. The Sufi sees truth not merely in ideas, but in existence in conformity. This is where truth is lived, not merely known. It means to be true to one's covenant with God and to exist in servitude with serenity and presence. So this is a quote from the Holy Book. So remind, if the reminder should benefit, he who fears will be reminded. Thus, the Sufi seeks to embody truthfulness as a state of the soul, not merely a trait of speech. An example, and we have an example here from Rabia al-Adawiyya, who is one of my new favorite mystics. Rabia al-Adawiyya spoke of loving God not out of fear of hell or desire of heaven, but because he is truth himself and desires to be loved purely. In conclusion, for the Sufi, truth, which is the first one ontologically, the divine essence itself. The second one is epistemologically, unveiled through experiential knowledge via purification of the soul. And the third thing is ethically, lived through ikhlas, siddiq, and taqwa. Y'all need to look up the meaning of those Arabic words. Thus, the journey toward truth is not academic but existential, not analytical but transformational, demanding that the seeker be annihilated in the real and reborn in substance with God. So that was a very, very deep Sufi understandings, but we did take a few things away from here, that truth is not just about what you're speaking, it is about being. And the truth is not discovered, but unveiled. And it is the inward state of the seeker. So I hope that helped you. I hope this reminder was, a reminder to be yourself, stay in your highest truth, and don't forget that literally what is in your brain, what is in your soul, what is in your heart is reflecting into the 3D world. And I love this session, group number 2. Let's move on to group number 3. Hi, hello, group number 3. I'm so glad you chose this CD. No, I'm not trying to rap, it just rhymes. I am gonna take this session to my own heart. I really, really need this session, group number 3. I just did the first 2 sessions in one go. Then my camera battery was like dying, so I put it on charge and I'm doing session number 3 in kind of a different vibe, and I really, really need this divine reminder for myself. And CDs used to be my little favorite thing growing up, and I still have a bunch of CDs, and I have a record player that plays CDs in it as well. And if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you know I feel a little lost in this life, and anyways, let's take this session for all of us for our highest good. And the first tool I use is this divine highest good deck of cards that have so many amazing reminders and messages on it. You can find it at the very bottom of my description. So let me close my eyes and pick this reminder for us, dear universe, dear highest power, dear God, dear source energy. Please let us have one of the best sessions with group number 3. Group number 3, I really want to do a quantum leap with you all, so I need the best card for us. Let's go. We have a little doggy that I painted on this card, which usually has nothing to do with the card, but okay. Okay, group number 3. Okay, group number 3. Work. Work. Oh my gosh. And yes, please feel free to pause and read. And I'm gonna read this with y'all. Okay, here we go. Work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. I literally don't want to cry, y'all. This is the whole reason I make these videos, and the whole reason I ever signed up for any job, any role, anything, is because I always wanted others to benefit from my work. Like, I used to work for a nonprofit, I used to work for a university. Before that, I used to work in cybersecurity, and through my marketing, through my talents, and I hope you all find a way as well, I've always wanted to somehow benefit others. That's why I studied journalism. That was my number one reason to get the truth out. Truth was group number's word. Truth was group number 2's word on their card. And so work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. And that statement, that the divine will literally provide, is so important, and I've witnessed that. You could see my videos from December. I have not been doing the best financially, but somehow I still have my beautiful, beautiful apartment. I still get to eat every day. I still get to make these videos with y'all every day, even though, you know, the materialistic 3D world, it doesn't reflect the thousands or millions of dollars in my bank account, but somehow I always know that the divine source energy and the highest power is here for me. And that is why I make these videos, because I want to share that message. And I consider this my work. I definitely consider this my job. I would love this to be my full-time job. It is a full-time job, making videos almost every day. And I know if you're watching this, I just know if you're watching this, your work, your divine calling, the things you do every day to make money, I know you're helping others. I just know it. And I just realized my microphone is not even attached for y'all group number 3. My mic is not even attached. But the sound is still recording, and it's just been one of the realest sessions, so I'm not even going to worry about it too much. But yeah, I think I still have like some tears on the floor here from me crying before recording this while I was charging my camera, because I've been going through it a little, and I really, really need this session. And if anything, the things that I'm going through, it always points me to working on this channel with y'all. That's the number one consistent thing through my hardships the past few months, is always coming back to talk to y'all here. So I really thank you guys for that. And I hope this message, this tool number one for group 3, spoke to you just a little, as much as it just spoke to me. So let's move on to tool number 2, which is the Secret Daily Teachings, and it is based off of the Secret book or the Secret movie, but it is just a quote a day, and I go in order with y'all. So I did page 80 and 81 with group number 1 and 2. So here we are on page 82, and I will zoom in. And here it is. You guys can read it before I get to read it. Feel free to pause. And I'm going to zoom out now. Here we go. I really try not to make these divine random vibe checks too much about me, but it's so hard not to like connect to it. Anyways, the effective use of affirmations depends entirely on how much you believe them when you say them. If there is no belief, then the affirmations is just words that have no power. Belief adds power to your words. When you believe what you say, you just created it no matter what. When you believe what you say, you just created it no matter what. And y'all, if you have been watching my YouTube channel, you've been watching my experiment that I've failed at. How many times have I failed at it now? I failed at it 3 times now. But I do believe in manifestation so much, and I'm going to start my experiment again. And I 100% know that affirmations work, especially robotic affirmations, the things you need to say to yourself to rewire your subconscious, the things that have been literally ingrained into your brain since childhood, since you were born, sometimes need to be reprogrammed. And my few reprogrammings are, because I do have some low self-confidence. Of course, I love getting dressed up here for my divine vibe checks, where I put on some makeup and I do my hair, because I believe, you know, I made a video about this, that beauty is a celebration. So I love doing that for y'all, but I sometimes don't feel naturally beautiful. I don't feel naturally confident. So my affirmations for myself are, I am beautiful, the world knows I'm beautiful. And then the second versions are, I make $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. I made $1,000 today. Making $1,000 a day is so easy. And those are my robotic affirmations. And I truly believe it and see it and feel it at times. Sometimes they're just robotic, which is necessary for rewiring your subconscious. But sometimes, like right now, when I'm sitting here in my wonderful apartment, I just literally love to affirm and robotically like affirm in my mind, I'm making $1,000 a day. And I truly believe it and I truly feel it. And that's why my experiment is 100 days long, because I want to do those things 100 days, those inspired actions, those tasks. Go check out that playlist. I don't want to get too much into it, but yes, the Secret Daily Teachings. This is group number 3's combo. And yep, the effective use of affirmations depends entirely on how much you believe them when you say them. And then it ends with, when you believe what you say, you just created it no matter what it is. No matter what it is. And I keep saying this, but I will create a video about understanding how affirmations literally put in the right instructions in the quantum field in the 4D for them to appear for us in the 3D. So yes, that was tool number 2. Let's move on to tool number 3, which I always say is my favorite tool. For group number 1 and 2, I'm going to be a little honest. There were a lot of terms in this tool number 3. So I use this AI, which is developed by engineers at MIT and Carnegie Mellon and some other institutions. And the information, the walls, the borders of this AI have been built by one of the oldest universities, the oldest university in the world, Al Azhar University in Egypt, and other scholars from places like IKIM in Malaysia and other places. Please go look up this this AI, and I will zoom in for y'all. But like I was saying, to be honest, they were using a lot of terms that I didn't understand, so I'm going to ask it to give it to us in a little bit more simpler terms. So I do consider myself a Sufi, an aspiring, which is a mystic, an aspiring Sufi, an aspiring mystic. And Sufis are, in my religion, kind of like the top tier, like mystical people. And I think you would know about Rumi. You've heard his name before. He is a Sufi from my religion, and kind of been taken as a pop culture what do they call, like a not mainstream, but his quotes are spread around pop culture, spread around the internet as a poet. But he is a Sufi from my religion. And so I love to ask this AI the same question every time, but I just replaced it with the word we picked here. Can y'all tell that I kind of like pose for my thumbnails in between these shots? Because I like how this card kind of matches my outfit. Anyways, let's do this. Let's ask this AI the same question we ask every time, but I'm going to ask it to be a little more simpler. Okay, here we go. Tell me about work from the perspective of a Sufi or a mystic, but please don't use any Arabic words because I don't really understand Arabic. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love group number 1 and number 2's card. Let's just look at it while this thing is generating. Y'all, I'm not trying to drag on y'all at all. These were amazing cards. 1 was about ambition and 2 was about truth. And honestly, if anything, I would just blame myself on the delivery of the messages because some of them were just a little complicated. Anyways, here we go. The AI says, that's a beautiful question. To consider the meaning of work not just as a functional or economic activity, but through the eye of the spiritual traveler, the seeker of nearness to God. Let's break this into 3 chains of thought as different mystical perspectives within the Sufi tradition. Number 1, work as a form of worship. The mystics, especially those of the spiritual path, see work not as separate from prayer, but as an extension of prayer. One early teacher said, "The hand may be working in the marketplace, but the heart remains with God." This perspective affirms that every lawful and ethical action, if done with conscious intention and sincerity, is a form of devotion. For example, a carpenter who builds honestly and with excellence, knowing that God is watching, is not simply earning a wage. He is engaged in a spiritual act. In this view, there is no division between the sacred and the mundane. All reality is sacred if approached with the right inner state. Ooh, I love point number 1. Work as a form of worship. And if anything, I believe that this is what this video is for sure. And I'm just using myself as an example because I consider myself as kind of like working right now. Number 2, work as a means of self-purification. In the inner path, the soul is polished by action in the world. Work is not just a duty. It is a training ground for the self. By facing difficult tasks, difficult people, tedious routines, one learns patience, humility, discipline, and surrender. These are the inner states required for spiritual elevation. Mystics would often take up ordinary jobs, sweeping streets, fixing shoes, farming land, not because they were uninterested in solitude, but because engagement with the world reveals what remains impure within us. If a man becomes angry at a rude customer, that anger was already inside him. The job simply exposed it, and so the job becomes a mirror for the inner self. Oh my gosh. This is just the best explanation itself. I don't even know if I need to expand on this. Yep, work as a means of self-purification. I love that. Let's move on to number 3. Work as trust in divine provision. Many on the mystical path walk a balance between doing work and trusting completely in divine provision. Doesn't this, our work thing say this? At the end of this, it says, the divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. But a lot of people do see, doing work and trusting completely in the divine as 2 different things. Anyways, they reject both. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my mic, so you can hear the train pretty loudly, but I'm sorry. Anyways, let's start from the beginning of this paragraph. Many on the mystical path walk a balance between doing work and trusting completely in divine provision. They reject both laziness and anxious striving. The key is intention and reliance. They may till the soil, but they know only God causes the seed to grow. Thus, work is not control. It is a symbol of trust, and the outcome is always surrendered. There are stories of mystics who worked by day and gave away everything they earned by night, teaching that the true wealth is freedom of the heart, not accumulation. Others worked not for gain, but for service, choosing professions that directly benefited others. While reading this, I'm thinking, I guess I'm truly am a mystic because I'm not really making anything off of these videos yet. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I know that very, very soon that these videos are going to be my source of prosperity from the highest power. I just know that, but reading this, that it's way above me, that to work all day and to give it all away. I hope one day I could reach that point. Because honestly, we don't need much to live. We don't really need much to live. So to work and to give it all away to somebody who needs it more must be so freeing in a sense. Anyways, in summary, number 1, work is worship when done with conscious intention. Number 2, work is a mirror of the soul and a tool for purification. And number 3, work is surrender. Do your part, then let go of control. I couldn't have asked for a better, beautiful, deep dive into work through a mystical perspective. And I'm sorry for being a little emotional, group 3, but since we did go through all these little, very, very little bumps in the road, which include not having my mic on for y'all, I think it is time for a quantum leap, honestly. And I take this quantum leap very, very seriously. And if you need to pause this video and get into a comfortable space, get into maybe a peaceful zone, or if you're already in it, that's great. But because of this powerful card of work and what I may be experiencing, what a lot of us may be experiencing, it is literally time to quantum leap into a world where our work does not really feel like work. We are working for the highest good, and the provisions and the money and everything we make from it is used for the highest good, is used to help others, is used to help ourselves keep leveling up. I love that. I love that. So whenever you're comfortable, close your eyes and let's get into this mini meditation and quantum leap. So as we begin, take the most nutritious breaths you've taken today. 3 of them if you can. Breathe in all the way and fill your stomach. And when you fill your stomach, keep breathing in until you feel it squeeze at the top of your head. So you're breathing in from the bottom of your spine to the top of your spine. And this will literally help activate different parts of your brain to just take us even closer to that manifestation of the perfect world where we work. And as our eyes are closed here, we literally know and we literally feel everything in the quantum field realigning, moving just to align perfectly correct for us to be in a world where we work out of happiness, we work out of ease, we work because we enjoy working, we work because it helps others. When we work, we feel fulfilled. We are not working for someone else or some big entity that we barely make a difference in. We are literally working and making ripples throughout the whole world. Every single action we do has a snowball effect, has a butterfly effect, has an ongoing effect of goodness throughout this universe. And source energy, the highest power, God knows that we have the best intentions. And because of that, once we open our eyes here, we're going to be blessed. We're going to be blessed with that in forms of income, in forms of material blessings, in forms of our health, our wellness, in forms of friendships and family relationships becoming even stronger. Because we know we are a vessel of the highest power, to use us for the highest good. And that is an amazing way to live. And we know we have been taking baby steps towards this anyways. So just close your eyes as they are closed and just feel the energy of the clouds and the sky and honestly the infinite span of the universe, that the universe is holding us up for our highest power, for our highest use in this 3D world. We are so content and so grateful for the opportunities that we have. And we're so grateful for this shift, this amazing magnetic shift that is putting us right on track with exactly what we're supposed to be doing. So as this meditation and quantum leap comes closer to a close, this quantum leap comes closer to its leap, We're going to take a few last breaths as I count down from 10 all the way to 1. And once I say 1, we can open our eyes and be in that amazing reality where we work so easily and so happily, and we make so much money for the highest good of ourselves and everyone around us. And it is truly exciting. It is truly exciting to be quantum leaping into this reality shift. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi there, friends. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so excited to see where this channel goes. I'm so excited to meet so many of you that I'm already meeting through the comments, through the messages that I'm receiving. I absolutely love this, and I absolutely love you, and thank you for joining me again. This has been amazing, amazing, amazing. I will see you in my other videos. I will see you in my ongoing manifestation experiment, in my Reddit stories, in my other divine vibe checks, in my vlogs, in my hearts. I will see you soon. Okay? Bye, y'all. Thanks again.